Hey everyone, welcome to the Don White Thursday night live stream. Come on in, make yourselves comfortable. We'll be starting around 7:05. We do enjoy people unmuting and clapping and laughing along with Don. So if you're familiar with Zoom, look for the little blue hand that you can raise when you raise your hand, and that'll tell us that you think you're in a quiet place and that you'll be able to unmute. If you have dogs or large machinery, air conditioners, fans that make noise, it's probably not best to unmute. But if it's a nice quiet place, feel free to raise your hand. We'll be with you shortly.
Hello, everyone. Welcome. If you can hear me, go like this. Let me see you. All right, there we go. That's good. Well, my name's Don White. Welcome here. We are working tonight with the Lansdowne Folk Club, one of my favorite places in the world. And so I'm gonna just sort of let you know how the night's gonna lay out. Then we'll get started. So first thing, as Brian alluded to earlier, we sort of have developed this system by which we can unmute some people so that I can hear some laughter and applause so that it feels like I'm not just performing to a computer screen. So here's a little tutorial for you. So if you go down to your participants window down the bottom here, the two torsos, and you click on that, that will open up a window, and down the bottom of that window is the blue hand of freedom. See it down there? There it is. If you click the blue hand of freedom, you're raising your hand and telling us that you're in a relatively quiet place. So if you don't know about Zoom, of course everybody knows now you have to do it for work and all that, but the thing about it is that any noise that you make is as loud as me. So you have to be in a relatively quiet place, but you don't have to be paranoid about it. We will monitor you. Brian will monitor it. If some noise happens, he'll just sort of click you off and you can come back later. But we'd like to get as many people unmuted as we can. So let's see what we can do. So come on, let's see if we can get a few. Bob, come on, you're in a quiet place. Kara, I know you are too. Let's get a few people unmuted here with the blue hand of freedom. Sue, there you go. Sue is on board. There you go, Sherry. Come on, let's get a few more so that and then we'll test it so you can see how interactive and cool it all is. So we're gonna need a few more than that. Come on now, don't be afraid, you kids. I guess we can recruit people later. There's another one, Shannon. She's unmuted. So all right. So we'll start with that. There's 4 people unmuted. So here I'm going to count to 3, and uh, when I get to 3, I want everyone who's unmuted to laugh like they just heard the funniest thing that has ever been said on planet Earth. All right, so just so we can get a sense of the interactive nature of the Don White Thursday night concert. All right, 1, 2, 3, go ahead.
Good enough?
All right, see, I'm hilarious. People are laughing their heads off at me already. And so now you can see that this will make it more fun for me and for anybody. So anybody else who feels like they want to raise their hand up, or you could go in the chat if you can't figure out the blue hand of freedom. You can go in the chat and ask Brian, to our technician, to unmute you, and he'll do it there too. And if by chance you shut off for a second, you can't get back on, get back unmuted, you can ask Brian in the chat room. We'd like to keep it like it is now. 1, 2, 3, 4. Like that's plenty right there, so I can feel connected. All right. So the way the night's gonna go is that I'm going to introduce Bob Beach, who's the booking agent over at the venue, and he's been doing it. He told me for 20 years, or quite. I think the venue's been there. I don't know. He's been doing it a long time, and he's going to talk about Lansdowne Folk Club, and then he's going to play a song to start the night off. Then he's going to introduce me. I'm going to perform till about 8:15 or thereabouts. And then if you want to hang around, you're welcome to stay with us. We have a song circle after party where we get to chat and hang out, and we have some special guests coming to that. So that's how the night's going to lay out. Thank you for coming and supporting live, virtual, hologram music in these weird times. And let me introduce you now a really great man who does fantastic things in this world. So let's have a nice round of applause for all you unmuted people for Mr. Bob Beach.
Thank you very much. Thank you. I'm unmuted now, I believe.
Yeah.
So we should be okay. The Lansdowne Folk Club, I haven't been booking it for 20 years, but maybe 10.
Good man.
We started back in 1993 was our first show. So it'll soon be up to 28 years next March. We have one show booked for the future. It's next September. Tom Paxton is booked with the Don Juans, providing we're all still around then. Not much more to tell you about the Lansdowne Folk Club. This is our first foray into the live streaming. So we'll see how this goes. We're hoping that maybe it goes really well and we'll be able to do some more in the next few months. We'll start the evening out with a song before Don plays. Here's something Tom Waits wrote. When you walk through the garden, you better watch your back. I beg your pardon. Walk a straight and narrow track. If you walk with Jesus, they're gonna save your soul. Help me keep the devil way down in the hole. All the fire and the fury at his command. Well, you don't have to worry. Hold on to Jesus' hand. We'll all be safe from Satan when the thunder rolls. Help me keep the devil way down in the hole. 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 We'll all be safe from Satan when the thunder rolls. Help me keep the devil way down in the hole. All the angels sing about Jesus' mighty soul. Well, they'll catch you with their wings, keep you close to the Lord. Have no fear of temptation. Well, our hands are so cold. Help me keep the devil way down in the hole. 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 Have no fear of temptation when the thunder rolls. Help me keep the devil way down in the hole. 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 Way down in the hole.
Yeah.
Woo! All right.
Well, thank you.
Thanks,
Thank you.
Bob.
Thank you.
Good job, Bob. Ryan, can you spotlight me, please?
Just a second, the list just keeps shifting as people enter, like right there. There you are.
All right, let's hear it again one more time for Mr. Bob Beach. Nice job. For tonight.
Yeah.
All right, so look at all my friends are here. Let's see what we got represented: Michigan, lots of Pennsylvania, New Mexico, lots of Massachusetts, and oh man, Ohio. Welcome.
California.
In California. Sarah is here. Sarah is the best. She'll teach you how to be the most fantastic Zoom audience member ever. She's quiet during the songs, and she's really enthusiastic in between. So everybody be like Sarah. All right, here we go. I've got $300 bills that are all brand new. They are begging me to think of something cool to do. How about I'll take you downtown and spend them all on you? I don't want to stay home tonight. We have worked so hard for so many years. Built a home, a life, a family, and 2 careers. Saved our money for the future. Now the future's here. I don't want to stay home tonight. I can't stay home again tonight. I can't stay home again tonight. I can't stay home. Can't stay home. I need you and me. How it used to be. Every week on Friday night, there is so much history that only we can see. I can't stay home again tonight. Me and Michael, Johnny, Richard, Ruthie, and Joan all had bouts with cancer last year, you know. If cancer was a man, I'd punch him in the throat. I don't want to stay home tonight. Time isn't sentimental. It doesn't seem to care about your plans or your hopes and dreams. It just keeps track of your minutes and it wipes the slate clean. I don't want to stay home tonight. I can't stay home again tonight. I can't stay home again tonight. I can't stay home. Can't stay home. I need you and me. How it used to be. Every week on Friday night, there is so much history that only we can see. Can't stay home again tonight. Well, I know we can't party like we did before. Can't stay out till 4 in the morning no more. But the house is paid off and the kids are all grown. What the hell have we been working for? Let's take a nap, take our inhalers, take a multivitamin, and then go out to hear some music with all of our friends who didn't die from the way we used to party back then. I don't want to stay home tonight. And time isn't sentimental. It doesn't seem to care about your plans or your hopes and dreams. It just keeps track of your minutes and it wipes the slate clean. I don't want to stay home tonight. I can't stay home again tonight. I can't stay home again tonight. I can't stay home. Can't stay home. I need you and me. How it used to be every week on Friday night. There is so much history that only we can see. Can't stay home. Can't stay home. I can't stay home again tonight.
Let's all go out.
But of course, I am staying home. I'm just practicing that song for when I get a chance to spend some money on my wife out in public, and that day is coming. I'm promising myself. All right, so here's my wife and I have been married for 42 years. Come on, congratulate me. That's not bad, right?
Congratulations.
Tonight we have some folks in the crowd who are married, having an anniversary on November 1st, and they come every week from Nebraska. My friends Tommy and Marlene Hansen, and they will be celebrating their 45th wedding anniversary. We'll be celebrating them later, doing something special for them. That's not bad. Like, you know. This is a song that I wrote after my son went to college and my wife realized there wasn't going to be any buffer between us anymore. It was a very difficult moment for Mrs. White, and she's so happy that I go on Zoom and play it for people from all around the world. That's right. Rascal is the dog, he ain't too bright. Me and Rascal were sitting on the couch last night when my woman come in and she started to cry. She looked at us with such terror in her eyes. She said, I have raised these children for 18 years while you have done nothing. And now they're growing up and they're moving out of here, and my big reward for all that I've been through is this dog as dumb as mud. And you, yippee yahoo. Well, Rascal looked at me in disbelief. He said, she can't be talking about you and me. She's got us to spend the rest of her whole life with. Would you please tell her how incredibly lucky she is? And I said, who is gonna love you any better than this? We'll wake you up every morning with big wet kisses when we hear the police sirens in your neighborhood. We throw our heads up in the air and we howl for you. Everybody howl. I am having the weirdest experience, and that's cool. You gotta admit that's pretty cool. My computer just howled at me. What could be weirder than that? You know, I don't believe we had succeeded in convincing her of the outrageous good fortune that had just befallen her. In fact, instead of looking happy as she could be, she looked a little bit, well, you know, suicidal to me. But hey, kids go to college, kids move away, but dogs and husbands, that's who stays. To you it seems like a big trick of fate, but me and Rascal don't see it that way. We're thinking, ain't we cuddly, ain't we cute? We're both real funny, both real true. There's another thing about us that's very cool. If you scratch us on our belly, our left leg moves. And you gotta admit that's cool. Well, okay, so maybe we ain't that smart. We're a couple of mutts with a lot of heart. But no one could ever love you better or give you more loyalty than this dog as dumb as mud. Than this dog as dumb as mud. And this dog is dumb as mud. And me. How lucky can one girl be? She's got a dog like you and a man like me. We'll be together well into this next century. Put that knife down, baby. There you go. Right. Don't be afraid to applaud. I like to hear it. All right. Okay, so let's see. So one of the things that I really like about this is that I get to see people that I might only see once a year or twice a year, and it's sort of shrunk the miles down here on Zoom. So my friend Jen from Michigan is here, and I want to talk about her and her family. She's got a new baby, and her husband Brandon. They live out there in Michigan, and they're with her dad, and I think they're all watching together somewhere. I'm not sure if they're if I can see her or not, but I know that she's here, right, Jen? Yeah. All right. So Jen would come with her dad when she was just a little girl to the concerts when I played in Michigan. And now, of course, she's a full-grown woman and still coming to the concerts, and she's got a new baby. And so I'm gonna play this song for her dad, who introduced me to her. There they are. Look at that. There's Dad in the back, and there's the good husband there on the left, and the dog and the new baby. Right. So this is This is a good fan right here. Somebody who's been really loyal and good to me, and because their family's all together, I'm gonna play this song for them. This is called B16 with me. This the dad requested this, so I think that's all you need to know about their situation over there. Here we go. Our kids are grown, they're both in their 20s. They live at home, they are never gonna leave. And why should they go? They've got it good here, you know. Their food, their phone, their rent is free. They would have to be out of their minds to leave. But I was thinking, what if things were different? You know, living here at home with you and me. What if we decided we could act like they all did when they were in their teens? So wake up, mama, climb out of this window. I've got the key, let's steal our daughter's car. We'll both get really drunk, we'll put a big dent in her trunk, and we'll drive real fast down the thoroughfare. If we get a speeding ticket, we won't care. We'll be the ones up all night acting wild. They'll be the ones up all night worrying. Wake up, mama, climb out of this window. Come on out, B16 with me. Picture our kids calling all of our friends up and then asking them if they know where we are. Of course, all our friends will lie. They say they ain't seen us all night, but we'll be standing right beside them while they're on the phone, smoking and drinking and carrying on when we come strolling home on Sunday morning. You know, around 10 o'clock while the neighbors walk to church. Our kids will ask us where we've been, and then they'll ask us again, and we will just make up a great big lie and swear that it's the truth until the day we die. And they'll be the ones trying to find the truth out, and we'll be the ones who are lying through our teeth. And under pressure, we'll confess that we had unprotected sex. That will gross them out so much they might just start to think about moving out. Just try to visualize that for a minute. If turnabout is fair play in this life, what better way to encourage them to live than to give them both a dose of what it was like to live with them when they were in their teens. So wake up, mama, climb out of this window. I have got the key, let's steal our daughter's car. We will both get really drunk, we'll put a big dent in her trunk, and no one will know where we are until we come home in a police car. We'll be the ones up all night acting wild, and they'll be the ones up all night worrying. Wake up, mama, climb out of this window. Oh man, be careful. You're not as young as you used to be. That's 40 feet down there. I should have brought a ladder, probably. You know what? The kids are both drunk and passed out. Let's just go out the front door. Come on out, B16 with me. There we go.
Oh, yeah. Oh, that's adorable.
How about that photograph? There you go.
Oh, nice.
And so thank you, Jen and Brandon and Dad over there. Thanks for all the great support through the years. And you know, I miss coming out there to Michigan, but I'm glad I get to see you. And good luck with that baby. You know, I don't think I'll live long enough to make any money off that new baby, but I'm gonna try. All right. There you go right there. Look at that baby. Here, let me play this new one for you. This is for my friends that work in social services and that do good work out there in the world. This is for, I always wanted to write this song. It's a song for people who grew up in homes where the parents weren't able to raise them well. Maybe the parents had drug problems, or maybe the parents were mean and pushy. You got to push. Those kind of people, or maybe they had mental health issues. But anyway, I always think it's kind of an underappreciated miracle that people grow up without seeing any kindness, but they grow up to be kind. And you can find these people. They find it within themselves, or they grow up without being nurtured, but but when they're adults, they figure out how to nurture their own children. So I just felt like they always needed a song. It's kind of wordy, but I hope you like it. I'm having pretty good fun with it here. You were taught by your world that empathy and kindness were the kind of things that made a person weak. They said push and grab and fight every minute of your life, and then trample those between you and what you believe you need. But from the moment you were born, in your heart there was a song you could hear through all the years of fear and insecurity, singing cruelty is always weak, but love and empathy are strong enough to break the chains of selfishness and greed. Gentle is the strongest thing to be. It is not your fault that heroin and alcohol made them both too ill to give their children what they really need. But it sure would have been nice to be encouraged once or twice, to feel safe at night and have a life with just a little normalcy. But from the moment you were born, in your heart there was a song you could hear through all the years of fear and insecurity. When you feel hatred in your heart, that's when you remember who you are, and that underneath the weight of hate, your heart cannot be free. Forgiving is the stronger thing to be. It's not the color of your eyes, it's not your hypnotizing smile, it's not any of the many things that everyone can see. It's the way you always knew what they told you wasn't true. It's how you made yourself the person that they taught you not to be. That's what makes you beautiful to me. A young man's eyes see beauty in what is on the surface, not within. He will walk past what is beautiful to be near the thing that shines. But an old man's eyes find beauty in the story and the journey. They have seen too much to be fooled by what attracts a young man's eyes. From the moment you were born, in your heart there was a song you could hear through all the years of fear and insecurity. There was nothing that this world could do to crush the love inside of you. Under neglect, abuse, and selfishness, you were caring, kind, and generous. It is the lonely road that brought you here. It's how all alone you persevere. It's the defiance and tenacity of your heart song of humanity. Now that's what makes you beautiful. That's what makes you beautiful. That's what makes you beautiful to me.
Oh, love it, Don.
That's
Beautiful.
I thought you said this guy was funny. What was that? Oh, man. All right. Jenny's grandma went to Woodstock in 1969. She keeps her ticket stub in a chunk of mud at her house in a little shrine. She was always the girl in the hippie dress twirling at the shows by the Grateful Dead. If you ask her about it, man, you better sit down. Grandma will talk the ears right off your head. If you get her talking about the Grateful Dead, Summer of Love, or the Kool-Aid acid test. Jenny was always in her glory when she could hear the stories from her grandma's hippie friends about peace and love, taking care of one another, how great it all was back then. And at night she would dream of being on the bus with Keezy, seeing Jimmy in 69. But when she wasn't dreaming, she always had the feeling that somehow she'd been born in the wrong time. You know, you should have been 20 in 1969. All the gray-haired hippies say that all the time. But the cool grandchildren of the cool young women who danced in the Woodstock mud are living on the beach in Montezuma, Costa Rica, having all kinds of fun, singing, there's only 1 minute if you're not living in it, it's never coming back again. I love you, Grandma, but Baba Ram Dass never said, be there then. It's gonna take a big leap of faith if you really want to find your tribe. Those were the first words Jenny heard in the song that she found online. And that summer she drove all the way to Minnesota to the Shangri-La Festival. And there they all were, all the people like her who grew up believing that they were all alone. They said, hey girl, welcome home. While the cool grandchildren of the cool young women who danced in the Woodstock mud are driving down the road to Minnesota, having all kinds of fun, singing Jimmy and Jerry are dead and buried and they're never coming back again. I love you, Grandma, but Baba Ram Dass never said, be there then. Jenny's grandma went to Woodstock in 1969. Since then she believed there was never going to be a better time, and that's alright. But if you don't take your big leap of faith and get out there and find your scene, it will pass you by while you are trying to find your grandma's long gone Woodstock memories. Her Woodstock memories. While the cool grandchildren of the cool young women who danced in the Woodstock mud are living on the beach in Montezuma, Costa Rica, having fun, singing, there's only 1 minute if you're not living in it, it's never coming back again. I love you, Grandma, but Baba Ram Dass never said, be there then.
All right, Dawn.
Woo!
Yeah.
Thank you.
You're welcome, and thank you for coming out. Well, you didn't go anywhere, did you? You stayed home. Thanks for staying home and turning your computer on and joining us here on channel 14,000 here. All right. So I want to read something to you from my book. This is my book. It's called Memoirs of a C Student. That's the name of my book. Memoirs of a C Student. It took 5 years to write this book. 5 years. If I was a B student, I could have done it in a week, probably. All right.
It's an excellent book.
Thank you. And in the chat, there's a link, I think, to my where you can buy this sort of stuff. And I'm having like a Everything Must Go CD sale because nobody younger than the average age of the people in this event tonight is ever going to buy a CD. And so they got to go, like, you know, and so I'm having like $5, get them out of my cellar sale. And so they're going pretty good. I'm surprised how many people in this country still have CD players. Nobody under the age of 40, but the rest of you people still hanging on to those things that with your Victrolas and your VHSs. God bless you, each and every one of you. All right, now, this is my book, Memoirs of a C Student, and I want to read this piece to you. This is about, let's see. So I live in a really tough town. It's called Lynn, Massachusetts, and you know, there's a lot of heroin and problems here. And so I've grown up seeing more weird stuff than I than I should. So this is a story about a wedding that I went to in the 80s. So I went to this wedding, and I was driving over with my wife to a town called Nahant, and when we were driving over there, I asked my wife about the groom. You know, I didn't know anything about the groom. I knew about the bride. And my wife said to me, I don't know anything about the groom except that he has been barred for life from Frank's Corner Bar, which absolutely blew my mind because I knew a little bit about Frank's Corner Bar because at that time I wasn't the saintly man that you're witnessing here today. I spent a fair amount of time in that corner bar, and it was like one of the most unbelievable places on earth. I couldn't even possibly describe it to you. It was run by, you know, it was outlaws. It was just an outlaw place. That's what made it so much fun to go to, actually, right? So just picture everything that you're illegal, that you're not supposed to do in a public establishment, and it was wide open to do it there, right? And so while we were driving over to the wedding, I just kept thinking about this guy. I kept thinking I just kept running through a list of all the amazing, unbelievable, violent things that I saw happen in that bar. And I was thinking to myself, what would you have to do to get barred from this place? Like he became like huge in my mind, like he became this superhero or something, like somebody like unlike other humans, right? So I couldn't wait to meet him, and so this is just a little piece from a story in my book. The story is called 5 Minutes at My Friend's Wedding. So at the time of her sister's wedding, Deborah was 21. 2 decades of multiple sclerosis had twisted her into this tiny, contorted young woman. She sat in her wheelchair at a table with her family near the dance floor. The muscles in her neck had long ago surrendered the fight to keep her head held up. Her head rested upon her shoulder, giving her, I thought, a skewed view of the proceedings. As the party was winding down, the DJ played a slow song. It was a waltz. I watched the groom, this is the guy, I watched him walk over to Deborah. He bent down, tucked his 2 hands under her arms, and lifted her out of the wheelchair. Her legs stayed curled up beneath her as he carried her onto the dance floor. Her chin rested upon his shoulder. The floor cleared. Everyone stopped and watched. When the groom's back was to our table, we could see Deborah's face set upright atop his shoulder and looking wide-eyed around the room. Her body was hidden from our view. It would have been easy to picture her face attached to a young, healthy girl moving perfectly in step with him, except that her face could not conceal her lifetime in a wheelchair. Both of Deborah's sisters are absolutely gorgeous. They are petite and stunning. It seemed reasonable to assume that they have each had more than their fair share of attention from young men. I pictured the perfectly coherent and articulate girl behind Deborah's eyes, peering out at a world that routinely bestowed upon her sisters all the experiences that mark the stages of a girl's journey to adulthood. She was sitting in her wheelchair when her sisters went out on their first dates, when they went to and returned from the prom, and here she was again at her sister Dawn's wedding. The face that looked at us from the shoulder of her dance partner was that of a young woman who had spent her life silently watching as the dreams of other people came true. This was a face that never expected to be beautiful. Now, through the spontaneous action of her newly anointed brother-in-law, for 5 minutes at her sister's wedding, and for the first and only time in her life, she was the belle of the ball. She ruled the dance floor with the handsomest man in the building. She was, in the eyes of everyone in attendance, and presumably in her own mind, quite simply, the most beautiful woman in the world. She looked to me as if she would burst. When the music stopped, the man who was barred for life from Frank's Corner Bar placed her gently back into her wheelchair, kissed her on the forehead, and disappeared into the crowd.
Woo!
Oh, nice.
Oh, beautiful, Dawn. Thank you.
Wow.
Thank you. Thank you very much. So just to elaborate on that theme, there was a bunch of people at that place who dedicated their life at the church. There were religious people and social workers and all kinds of people who dedicated their lives to helping other people. But it always impressed me that it took the person with the more interesting history, let's say it that way, with the more interesting history, to see the moment and do something about it that would impact that person for the rest of her life. So it's just something to remember, I guess, as we go as we go parading through this world. So I'm gonna play 2 more songs, then we're gonna take a short break. The break it's not like an intermission, it's just it's like a pass the hat. So we'll put the information up here. If you are doing okay and you can spare a few dollars, you can donate, and we'll some part of it will go to the Dawn White Ramen Noodle Family Fund, and the other part we'll share with Lansdowne so that they can continue existing in this world here. So. Apologies to people who see me play this every week, but I'm still playing it. This is my song about the legalization of weed. Weed is legal where I live. What's the deal in Pennsylvania? Is it still illegal there? It must be, right? Anybody know? Bob?
They're working on it.
They're working on it. So here, in this town, in this state, it's legal. It's like, it used to be like fake legal, like halfway legal. Do you know what I'm talking about? Like you had to like get your doctor to lie for you. Yeah. Remember that? Dawn is having some anxiety and it's glaucoma, got early stage glaucoma, so he needs Hawaiian bud. I am prescribing some Hawaiian bud for him, right? So it used to be that way, but now you just walk in the store and buy it, and I'm okay with that. I don't smoke it myself, but I'm glad nobody's going to jail for it and all that. So here are my 2 concerns. My 2 concerns that I have. One is that in this town, and in Michigan and in Colorado, you cannot go anywhere and not smell weed. Nowhere. It's coming out of churches and kindergartens and police cars. It's just everywhere. My neighbor must have a farm over there, because I can't. Every time I sit in my yard, it smells like a skunk has blown off in my yard, right? And everywhere, right? So I'm not even concerned about that. I don't even care about that. What I'm concerned about 2 things. One, I'm worried about joggers. Like the joggers in my town are leaving their house perfectly sober and coming back with a bag of Doritos, totally wrecked out of their mind, just from running by people getting high in the cities here. So I'm have some concern for them. And then my other concern is for conversation. If we were at the Lansdowne Coffee House, I would be hanging around and trying to pull knowledge from you. I would sit down with you and want to hear what you thought was interesting in this world, and that's how I grow and how I learn. So I'm really a fan of conversation, and the kind of conversation I'm a fan of is the kind where the person you're talking to can remember what you just said. You know that kind of conversation? I'm a huge fan of it. And so in this world now, that we're in now, I feel like there's a possibility that we could be like approaching a stoner zombie apocalypse, especially in regard to coherent conversation. I feel like those of us that like focused conversation where the person that you're speaking to can remember what you just said, I think we're going to have to go underground. We're going to have like speakeasies. We're going to call them speak coherently easies, and you're going to need a secret password to get in and all that. So this is it. So here we go. I sat around with a bunch of stoners. I listened to them talk all night long. They were sure that their conversation was deep with meaning. They were wrong, 'cause when you smoke it makes you stupid. I thought you knew it, but I was wrong. We're not having a conversation. This is nothing at all. My friend Harry lit up a fatty to celebrate my brand new job. I watched his brain float out of my window. He left me talking to an empty blob. 'Cause when you smoke it makes you stupid. I thought you knew it, but I wasn't wrong. We're not having a conversation. This isn't nothing at all. I have to get into character for this part, so I'm going to droop my eyes as much as I can possibly droop them. I should like splash, something toxic in there so they'll get all red. And then I need to slow the guitar part down to stoner speed. Here, wait a second. That's still too fast here. There you go.
Cool, dude.
So, we're in the basement. We're in our teens, I guess, 19. We're in somebody's mom's house. They're gone away for the weekend. There's way too much smoke in the place. And my best friend across the haze, he's gonna say something that's gonna change my life. He's sure of it, because he's 19 years old and having deep thoughts under the influence through the haze. And this is what he says. Maybe it did change my life. Maybe it was just nothing. We'll decide as a group. What if our whole life was just a dream, man? What if we're dreaming this right now? I forgot what I was just saying. Let's order pizza. Wow. 'Cause when you smoke it makes you stupid. I thought you knew it, but I was wrong. We're not having a conversation. This is nothing at all. It cures glaucoma. It cures insomnia. Some people say that it is a cancer cure, but it does not cure incoherent conversation. That's for sure. There you go.
All right, Don.
Dude.
All right. So listen to me, like as I said early in this thing, I'm okay with it. I'm okay, and I can see that there's 4 or 5 of these squares that have got a lot of smoke in them already. Everybody's firing up. It's okay. Do what you want. You know, go ahead. Have as much fun as you want. You know, if you're talking to me, don't expect me to take you seriously. That's the only thing I'm saying. Okay? We'll talk to you tomorrow. All right. So. So I want to play this one more song here, and then we'll take a break. And I want to play this for my friends Tommy and Marlene. It's their 45th wedding anniversary coming pretty soon. God bless them. And they come to every show, and that's one of the things. You know, this idea of getting together in this quasi-interactive way on Zoom is about what we've lost. We've lost the ability to be with each other, and so we're just trying to simulate it. And I'm so grateful to her and to Sarah and to Neil and all these folks that come every Thursday. Just makes me feel not so alone in the world. So all the way from Nebraska. They asked me to play this song for them to celebrate their 45th. Is that right, Marlene? 45 years? 45 years?
45.
45, right. And you're getting used to him now, are you?
Kind of. It surprises me every once in a while.
It's going to take 50 years to get used to that guy, I think. All right. So I'm going to play this song for them. This is one that they ask. I don't play it that much, but I'm grateful to them for asking me to play this. And then we'll take a short break. 3 or 4 minutes. If you can afford to donate, please do. If you're broke, if you're having financial trouble, I love you and don't worry about it. You know, you're always welcome where I am, whether you have money or not. But we're all trying to survive here, and and then I'll be back and I'll play till about 20 past. Then we'll have an after party with some special guests. September comes subtle, a chill in the breeze. I reach for my sweater. I know what this means. Warm days are not over, but change has begun. Subtle but steady, the world tilts away from the sun. The summer was fruitful, the harvest looks good. Our family prospered like we hoped it would. Our struggles are many, those struggles are done. Come sit by my side while the world tilts away from the sun. Away from the sun. Away from the sun. Most hardly notice, but we know this change has begun. The change has begun. Change has begun. Subtle but steady, the world tilts away from the sun. On a world full of wonder, we spin through the sky, loving, fighting, growing, and wondering why. While a big ball of fire above us looks down, shining warm light upon us as we spin around and around. Away from the sun, away from the sun. Most hardly noticed, but we know this change has begun. Change has begun. Change has begun. Subtle but steady, the world tilts away from the sun. Let's spend all the money on laughter and song. Let's dance with these bodies till these bodies are gone. And when it's all over, you will know that it is true. My life only had meaning 'cause I got to share it with you. September comes subtle, a chill in the breeze. I reach for my sweater, I know what this means. Warm days are not over, but change has become. Come sit by my side while the world tilts away from the sun.
Aw.
Oh.
There they are. Happy anniversary!
Anniversary. That was
Happy
beautiful.
anniversary, Tommy and Marlene.
Tommy, you make this the bride. All right, I love you guys. Thank you for coming, and we'll see you in just about 3 or 4 minutes. Again, if you can donate, please do. If not, don't worry about it. I'll be back in about 3 minutes. Thank you.
Woo!
Thank you.
Thank you, Don.
You're
Thanks,
welcome.
Don.
Thank you. Thank you, everybody.
Congratulations, Tommy and Marlene.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Welcome.
Hi, how you doing? Welcome. All right, Brian, let's see if we can unmute some of these people that we had to mute again. So those of you that want to be unmuted, let's see if we can make that happen. Sherry, Sarah, Liz, let's get them all going. Those of you that are watching on YouTube, God bless you. We've figured out that YouTube is over here. So hello, YouTube people. I see Owen Kennedy over there. God bless you. I feel like I can see what was the woman's name? The magic mirror. Like she could see you. Hi, little Johnny. Hi, I can see Owen over there. I can't see him. That's just my wall right there. Now, over here we have the people watching on Facebook. Hello, Facebook people. Hello, everyone on Facebook. So, hello. Stop watching cat videos. I'm trying to do a concert over here. Just pay attention. Be focused. All right. So, do we have everyone unmuted that wants to be unmuted? Carla, let's unmute you and some of these other people. So we can get some interaction happening here. All right. I'll tell you a story about my dad, Larry White. Larry White. So here, sorry. So Larry White. Larry White was a cigarette smoking, whiskey drinking, gin rummy playing, Westland, 40 years at the General Electric, manly man. If I ever told him we were going to watch a concert on the computer, his molecules wouldn't hold together. He would just dissipate, right? He never did one thing he was supposed to do in order to live a long time. He ate red, bloody meat. He smoked cigarettes with no filter on them. He drank whiskey, Seagram 7. He hadn't seen a vegetable since the 50s. He hadn't, cracked a sweat since World War II. He just kept doing whatever he wanted and defied the world to kill him. He defied his habit to kill him, right? And one of my last good conversations with him, he said to me, Donnie, that's the way he talked, because let me go off script for a minute. After he died, we couldn't find a photograph of him under the age of 12 that didn't have a cigarette in between two fingers, not one. So he talked like this, Donnie. He goes, it's one of my last good times before he got sick. He's like, Donnie. I'm like, yeah? He goes, I found a new fried clam place. I'm like, Dad, what did you tell me about eating fried clams? He's like, my doctor? I'm like, yeah? The one that told me to stop eating fried clams? I'm like, yeah. He died 20 years ago.
Should aim for clams.
You want to live to be 82? Come on, let's go get some fried fish. What the hell's wrong with you? And that was my dad. My dad was Irish. My mother was Greek. And as we all know, these two nationalities are forbidden from reproducing.
Set the international symbol.
For excellent reasons. And so in those days, in the 50s, man, and if you weren't an adult back then, you had no idea the kind of pressure people were under. The churches were bossy, and the families were so they had to fight everybody to get married, and they did, because the blood that runs through me is from two people with an incurable case of you can all go to hell. So, my dad had a saying. His saying was, be yourself, let them deal with it. I feel like that should be written right here, probably, right? And so, that's what I'm descended from, and those are my parents, and my dad was that way. So, being from Boston, I think Philly is this way too. Some of these northeast places, when you get in other parts of the country, the middle of the country, especially the Midwest and the upper Midwest, people are really polite and civil and nice, and it's to me, it makes me uncomfortable. That's Bostonian. I'm not sure what their game is. What are they up to? It took me a long time. It took me a long time to figure out that the Midwest people were just nice in the Midwest. Who knew? I think it'd just be nice and polite, right? So two things you need to know if you're hanging around my family, my Boston Irish family. One is if we're picking on you, if we're teasing you, that means we like you. Okay? That's how we tell you that we like you, because we tease you and we
My
pick on you.
Irish family too.
If we're quiet, you really should leave. All right, so I'm in my 40s and I go over to visit my dad. My mother's not there. It's just me and him, right? So let me tell you this story. Ready? Okay, so I go over to visit him, and I was teasing him. I was picking on him about his parenting style, right? I thought I was like within what we do in the family, that I was just having fun, but it made him mad. I could tell that I made him mad, and he gave me this look. And this look was, I can just channel him now. This is the look he gave me. He gave me a look like this, like. And I'm telling you, it put a chill through me. Like I knew I was doomed. He was like tougher than me. He was a steel worker. His chest was wide, and he was like tougher than me in multiple levels, not just physically. And I knew I had crossed the line, and I was doomed. There was nothing I could do about it. I felt like a pantomime stuck behind the glass. I couldn't get away. And he said to me, "Did you have a bicycle when you were a kid?" I go, "You know I had a bicycle. You bought it for me." He goes, "Did you ride around the town on your bicycle with your friends?" I go, "As a matter of fact, I did." He goes, "Well, I'm really happy for you." He goes, "I'm really happy for you. I always wanted a bicycle when I was a kid, but I couldn't have one. My father left us when I was 13 years old. I was the oldest. I had to go to work at Sabanti's Bakery at 3 in the morning before school, make muffins, and then go to school, and then come back after and work again." He goes, "And I would see other kids riding on bikes and having fun." He goes, "But I never got to do it. But you got to ride around in the town with your friends on a bicycle, and I'm so happy for you." So I go, "Okay." He goes, "Have you ever been cold?" I go, "Dad, I see what you're doing." He goes, "Have you ever been cold?" I go, "No." He goes, "Now that I think about it, there's always been oil in the furnace, and the radiator's always been warm." He goes, "If every day of your life you were warm." He goes, "I was cold. My mother used to put the Jell-O next to my bed at night because it was colder in my bedroom than it was in the icebox." He goes, "But you never cold 1 minute in your life, and you had a bicycle to ride around on with your friends. I am so happy for you." And so I started out like 5'8" in this thing, right? But now he's got me shrunk down to about the size of a Ken doll, right? He's just like surgically just dismantling me, one question at a time. So I'm standing on the chair, just staring over the top of the table like this, being reduced to doll size. And he had been standing in the doorway of the living room, but now he came into the kitchen, and the sun had gone down. It was dark now in the kitchen, and he walked past me over here, and he opened the refrigerator up into this dark room, right? And so when he opened the refrigerator up, the light from the refrigerator light, like silhouetted him. It was like he looked like a brickyard religious icon. Do you know what I mean? It was like a holy looking thing. The refrigerator light silhouetting his big Irish head, and you could almost hear like the refrigerator going, "Oh," like that. So he's not talking to me. He's talking to the milk and the eggs in the refrigerator. He's like, "Have you ever been hungry?" And I'm like, "No, Dad, I've never been hungry." He goes, "I was hungry when we used to eat mayonnaise sandwiches for days." He says, "My mother used the same tea bag for 10 cups of tea." He goes, "But you, never hungry, never cold. Now that I think about it, this refrigerator's been full since the day you were born. Never hungry, never cold. Had a bicycle to ride around on with your friends. I am so happy for you." So now I'm the size of a mouse, right? Like he just whittled me down now, and now he's gonna finish me off. He turns around and he's got a package of ham and cheese in his hands, and as he's walking toward me, I was thinking how smart he was, because if he had yelled at me, I could have defended myself. right? Do you know, like, if he, like, I'm sure he thought of many things he could have yelled at me and called me names like ungrateful and all that, right? But he was too smart for that, because when you yell at somebody, they defend themselves not against the point that you're making. They're not defending that. They're not even hearing that. They're defending themselves against being yelled at. That's why it's a really ineffective way to change people's behavior. But he was way past that. This was like a master class in how to make sure that somebody never talks to you the way they just did again, right? So he came over and like he came over. He just like asked me a question and did you have this? Oh, you did. That's nice. Well, you know, like it was surgical. Right? So he came over to me and he leaned in close like this. And he was big and intimidating and he knew it, right? And he said, "Look, you can say whatever you want about how I raised you." He goes, "I'm a full-grown man. I went to war. I'm not afraid of you." He said, "And there's nothing you can say to me that's going to make me stop loving you. I am so far past that in my life." He goes, "But you need to know something. And I really can't believe that you're 40 years old and I have to explain this to you, but I'm going to." He said, "This life that you had, never hungry, never cold, had a bicycle to ride around on, had toys, could laugh and not have to go to work at 13 years old, and never stop work until you retire at 65. This life that you had, never having to work as a kid, never having toys and joy and warm and a full belly." He goes, "Not only did I not have it, but I'm telling you the truth, I didn't know it was possible." He said, "It would have been beyond my ability to dream of this life that you are criticizing me for giving you." So now, like, you know, like you need a microscope to find me. I'm like whittled down to nothing. There's just like a red mist there. He's like, there's nothing left of me, right? He just has surgically just dismantled me. And he came over with the ham and the cheese and he dropped it on the table. He didn't slam it. That would have been too dramatic. He just came over and he just dropped it like that. Bam! And he said, you look hungry. Make a sandwich." And he went in the living room. He went in the living room and sat in his like dad chair, you know, the big comfortable chair, like there's a recliner like this, with this big grin on his face, thinking to himself, "Now that's how you do that." All right. Thank you.
Woo! Ham and cheese mic drop.
Excellent.
All right, I'll play this one song, and we'll take just a little break, just a couple minutes to see if anybody else wants to donate and help out with the Don White grocery bill here and the Lansdowne Folk Club. And then if you want to hang around, we have some special guests in the house here, and we'll have a little song circle. And it'll be like the concert was over, and we locked the door and let the audience hang around with the musicians. Wait, right? So we're doing that, and it's really fun. We get to chat a little bit and simulate community and being together, which is, you know, it's one of the things that we love. So this song that I'm gonna play for you is called "It's a Great Day to Not Be Dead."
Yeah.
A pretty hard sentiment to argue with in this world, no matter what side of the spectrum you find yourself on. Just so everybody knows, I'm taking next Thursday off. It'll be my first Thursday off since March. It's 2 days after the election. I'm just going to be in the fetal position for about 5 days. So I'm going to need to recover. And I'll be back on the 12th, ready to put positive energy back in the world. But I need a mental health week after Tuesday. All right, here we go. I was on the highway, I was cruising along, decided to put my seatbelt on. A minute later, baby, would you believe? A Big Mac truck crashed into me. I told the policeman I was okay. He said, "Your seatbelt saved your life today." The ambulance driver, the EMTs, they all started singing this song to me. They said it's a great day to not be dead. Shooby-doo-wah, shoo-wah, shoo-wah. To not cave in your windshield with your head. Cave in your windshield with your head. You're an ugly man, but if that occurred, believe me, you would be even uglier. And it's a great day to not be dead. Shoo-wah, shoo-wah, shoo-wah. You know, this was a long time ago, but maybe some of you remember this. I saw a news story on my TV set about a guy whose wife brought a knife to bed. Do we remember that guy? What was his name? Somebody yell it out.
Bobbit.
Mr. Bobbitt, that's right. This is like it's like a nursing home story. You have to be old to know this. I saw a news story on my TV set about a guy whose wife brought a knife to bed. 1 hour later, as the story goes, a part of his anatomy was laying by the road. Well, my sassy wife looked over and she smiled at me. She started singing this song to me. She said, hey, it is a great day to not be dead. Shoo-doo-wah, shoo-wah, shoo-wah. To not have your wife bring a knife with her to bed. Shoo-doo-wah, chop, chop, whoa. Not that funny.
Oh, that's pretty funny.
I yell, I scream, I complain a lot, but at least I haven't cut no body parts off, and it's a great day to not be dead. Shoo-doo-wah, shoo-wah, shoo-wah. You know, not cutting body parts off is a pretty good quality in a wife, really, when you think about it. And now I'm looking at all my squares here, and I see a lot of couples in there. If you're a couple and you've been together any length of time, and you're still put together anatomically the same way you were when you first met, I don't think it's inappropriate to say to your wife, thank you. Oh, look, we're having little tender moments across the screen here. Aww. I thought about my car crash, my close call, and I started getting sentimental. I said, I love this house, love you guys. I even love my rusty old car outside, and I'm so happy to be alive with you, all of you. Let's do all the things we always said that we would do. 'Cause it's a great day. It is a great day. It is a great day. It is a great day. It's a great day to not be dead. All right.
All right, Don. Woo!
Successful Thursday night concert. Yeah. All right. I'm gonna take a couple minutes of break again. If you can donate and if you can't figure out Venmo and PayPal, you can mail a check and do it that way. If you can't figure that out, I'll come to your house and pick the check up. I don't know. We'll figure it out. All right. But thank you so much, and let's have a thank you for Brian Dozer for doing the tech tonight. Hey, Brian.
Oh, Brian, yeah.
Hey, Brian.
And let's thank our anniversary couple for showing up tonight and sticking together. Anthony and Marlene from Nebraska. All right, and here they are. Look at them. Look at that. They look like a newlywed, don't they? And they're Marlene runs. Well, I guess they both run the fantastic storytelling festival in Kearney, Nebraska. So check it out sometime. And all right, and one more thank you, and that's to Bob Beach and everybody at Lansdowne. We gotta love those folks down there. All right, 2 minutes. If you can donate, and then we'll be back with our after party song circle and all of our special guests. All right.
Don't miss it.
Don't miss it.
Don't miss it.
Mm.
I'll do the dishes tonight.
Okay, I'm bleeding again, so.
Oh, yeah. I just can't. I'm figuring out how I do my finances. One here.
Falling leaves up to
Oh,
my
Brian.
knee. Jump right in, up to my chin, do it all again. Steal a kiss from a pretty miss. Nary a thought to getting caught but life is way too short. If I think long, then I think wrong.
No.
If I'm too slow, where will I go? My destiny calls to take life and grab it by the let's go outside. Take a ride to who knows where. I don't care if we ever get there. Oh, I don't care when we get there. If I think long, then I think wrong. If I'm too slow, where will I go? My destiny calls to take life and grab it by the let's go outside. Take a ride, who knows where? I don't care if we ever get there. Oh, I don't care when we get there. Oh, I don't care when we get there.
Hey, I'm good. Fun show, huh? Yes, I like it very much. That's fine. You know what? I just wrote to Bob because I don't know how to use PayPal except for the folk club's PayPal account. I don't have one set up, so I'm going to do the same thing. So yeah, if you want to do that, that's cool. I kind of wish they had asked me before they put up the posting.
Okie dokie, here we are. We're back again. So welcome back. Those of you that want to hang around, I mean, you know, if you have a long ride home, you can go ahead and leave. But if you just probably that's not too many of you. I want to go through this again. So anybody who's watching on YouTube or Facebook, if you look in the chat, the password and the meeting number is there. You can cut and paste it and come and join us over here, or you can watch over there. But so those of you that came late and didn't see this part early, if you want to have your microphone unmuted so that you can you know, participate, talk in between songs and stuff like that, you have to be in a quiet space. You can't, you know, you can't be having a conversation. If you're doing the dishes or whatever, you have to shut your thing off. But if you're in a quiet space and you want to be unmuted and join us, it's fun for us to feel like we're connected. So Brian, can you put that thing up again, the little tutorial? Because I want to show people that again. Down the bottom of your screen, there's a participants window, a participants icon. Right now it says 23 next to it, and it's 2 torsos. Basically, if you click on that, it will open up a window in the participants area, and down the bottom of that window is a blue hand, and the blue hand is the blue hand of freedom, because if you click it, you're raising your hand and telling us that you want to be unmuted, and then we'll keep an eye on you. If sometimes it's noisy where you are and you can't hear it, so Brian will mute you and then check back in with you. If you get muted and you want back in, you can go in the chat and ask Brian to unmute you that way. So let's get Christine and everybody unmuted, and let's start our after party. So I want to thank Bob Beach for doing all the good work over there as well, but also for getting us off to a great start. To start off a Dawn White Thursday night show with a Tom Waits song is about as good as you can do it. In this house, in this family, Tom Waits is like, you know, he's the man. So, you know, like our kids were raised on it. I don't know what that did to them, but anyway, that was really something, Bob, to start out. So let's give Bob a nice hand and get him to start off this second part of our evening.
Thank you very much, and glad we could do this tonight. Well, stick out your can. Here come the garbage man. Well, stick out your can. Here come the garbage man. Here come the garbage man. Stick out your can. Early in the morning, I hear them moving them out. I know that it's the garbage man. I can hear them kicking them out. Well, stick out your can. Here come the garbage man. Well, stick out your can. Here come the garbage man. Here come the garbage man. Stick out your can. Now I've got to circulate the preparation can. The plastics from the aluminum for the recycling man. Well, stick out your can. Here come the garbage man. Well, stick out your can. Here come the garbage man. Here come the garbage man. Stick out your can. Well, stick out your can. Here come the garbage man. Well, stick out your can. Here come the garbage man. Here come the garbage man. Stick out your can. I said, stick out your can. I said, stick out your can. Here come the garbage man.
Bravo!
Thank you.
Bravo!
It looks like my camera was having some issues.
But your audio was perfect all the way through it.
Yeah.
Right, didn't lose not one note of that harmonica. That was great. One more time for Bob Beach. There he is.
Nice.
Thank you.
All right. So now I want to introduce you to Carla, who we've been trying to find a spot to get her on one of these things, and I'm so glad it worked out. This is a person very talented, very funny. They've been performing. You know, she's one of these people that we're traveling around together, and I'll see that she just played someplace, and I'm coming in after, or I'll see that she's going to be there next week, so we don't get to hang out that much. But this is Carla Aldridge, and please make her feel welcome.
Thanks, you guys. I'm so happy to be part of this after party. I've been to a number of Don's Monday meetings and where we all get together and kvetch. And so I've heard so much about the party. I'm glad to be part of it. And wow, Bob. Wow. Just wow. That harmonica playing.
Thank you.
Reminded me of Henny Youngman. When my wife said, hey, she goes out to the garbage man. He goes, am I too late for the garbage? He goes, no, jump in. When you're out on the town, going through the drive-thru, or heating up a can of pork and beans, or dancing up a storm in your living room, it's the official uniform of the quarantine. Sweatpants, they go with everything. Sweatpants, be on trend if you dare. Sweatpants, there's just no better choice for your long commute from the bed to the chair. They're wearing them in all of the trendiest cities, from Paris to Rome to Berlin. These baggy cotton knickers never go out of style because, let's face it, they were never in. Sweatpants, bow, bow, chicka bow bow. Sweatpants, hey, they're pajamas too. Sweatpants, not just for the self-employed, because no one can see your pants on Zoom. Paired with an oversized t-shirt, these versatile trousers feature a forgiving, non-judgmental drawstring. Seamlessly go from day to evening with color choices of dull, drab, or blah. Sweatpants for casual Friday, sweatpants and casual Monday, sweatpants and Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday, but weekends are for laundry. So put on your other pair of sweatpants. Everybody's wearing them, sweatpants. Come on in vogue, sweatpants. You work it, sweatpants.
Yeah.
Thank you, Carla.
Man, that was awesome, Carla.
Thank you.
I felt like I was at Walmart. Thank you. So you'll hang around and we'll go around at least one more time, twice, and we'll chat a little bit. Is that okay?
Sounds great.
All right, one more time for Carla, please.
All right, Carla.
All right, so now I want to introduce to you a friend of mine. Some of you will know of her. She's local to me here, but she's really been touring and traveling for several years now. She's got some new record out that's doing really well. And this is a good friend of mine and a really, really talented human being. Please welcome Daniel Moralia.
All right, Danielle.
You gotta unmute, Danielle. Gotta unmute. Yep. There you
Hey,
go.
everybody. Great to see you all. I didn't know that Carla and Bob were going to be here. That's a nice surprise. So I have to do just one round on because I have another gig to get to.
Traveling.
I have to travel into the living room to the Baker Thomas Band gig.
So Danielle, why don't you do two things for us then?
If you, I don't want to, okay. All right. Sure. Okay. I would love to. Thank you. All right. So I'm going to do, Carla inspired me to do, well, that was such a sad, moving song about the sweatpants because I'm wearing the pants that I wear every single day of my life now, they're not sweatpants, but they're as comfortable as sweatpants. And I don't really like wearing hard pants anymore, ever. Anyway, so I'm going to do the only song I've written during the quarantine. Last couple of years smashed out some of my lights and left jagged edges. Some old fears proven true in some plights ain't worth the wear on the ledges. When the world reassembles, some parts will be in junk drawers. Our lines will be deeper, and I'll still be yours. I'll still be yours. A simple shared meal is worth its weight in love. These walls, although tight, are a gift. We stare at the water, anticipating bubbles, awaiting the earth to shift. When the world reassembles, some parts will be in junk drawers. Our lines will be deeper, and I'll still be yours. I'll still be yours. I'll still be yours. me. We were mourning the light. I snapped at you, you snapped at me. Like dogs who've been beaten, we bite. Human touch is a luxury. Some have not. Some roam the hallways for air. My presumed grief could crush me, 'cause I know what I've got. I count blessings like crosses to bear. When the world reassembles, some parts will be in junk drawers. Our lines will be deeper, and I'll still be yours. I'll still be yours. I'll still be yours. I'll still be yours.
Yeah.
Oh,
Thank you.
beautiful.
Thank you.
So Danielle, thank you for being here. I know how busy you are and all that. Can you just check your original sound for me? Make sure it's
Oh yeah. Oh yes. Sorry about that. I thought that it stays once you do it once, but it doesn't. Not on the phone one.
You were finger picking, but you know.
Oh, good. Okay. Might as
So
well
let's
fix
talk. Let's talk about your new record. What's the name of it?
It's called Bright Shining Stars.
You want to brag about it?
Yeah. Should I?
I think you should. Yeah. Tell us the news.
Oh, what the Billboard thing? Yeah. Is that what you're talking about? Yeah, it's number 15 on the Blues Billboard charts.
How about that?
It debuted at that. Yeah, that was kind of cool. Yay! Woohoo! I never do things like that. Nothing ever charts that I do, so that was nice. So thank you. Thanks, John, for encouraging me to brag. So yeah, that was really cool. And the title track is actually written by Tom Bianchi. It's a Tom Bianchi tune that I covered. And the album is full of, there's a few originals on it, but then there's a bunch of covers of tunes that I've been playing a ton over the years. And I just wanted to do it. Basically mostly a tribute album to the artist I've been covering over the years. And I also wanted to go in the studio and just do like an album that would be super easy to do, because I wanted it to be like songs that I could just sit down and just play them and feel really good while playing them. So that was kind of what started it. Actually, what really started it was when I covered Tom's song. Actually, a fan of my husband's band, the Baker Thomas Band, had put together a tribute album for Tom, for him, with bunch of people from the community doing his songs. And so I had to sneak into the studio to cover his song. It was a surprise. So I had to tell him that I was going in the studio to record an acoustic album. And so I had to make it true, because I'm a sucky liar. So so that's how it happened. That was the impetus for the whole album. Anyway, I'm going to do a Keb Mo tune that I covered on that album. Is everybody still there? I feel like I just babbled. So. You made me really uncomfortable by making me say nice things about my own album. Okay. All right. Thank you all. Nice to see you all. This is a song I've probably played with Bob before, I bet. Well, my baby, he wrote me a letter. He didn't call me on the phone. 5 little words, that was all he wrote. He said, see you later, I'm gone. And he left no explanation about why he had to go. Well, I can't take a joke, but I can take a hint. He don't love me no more. When nobody loves you and you're feeling like dust on an empty shelf, remember, you can love yourself. Well, my mother says she loves me, but I know she could be driving too. Everybody's always criticizing everything that I do. I work 9 to 5 to do the best I can to try to please the boss. I bought a big old house, a brand new car, and then he laid me off. When nobody loves you and you're feeling like dust on an empty shelf, remember, you can love yourself. This is where Bob would be playing harmonica. Now every time I meet a man that I like to get to know, either I'm too small, or he's too tall, or he's rich and I'm poor. So I called up my old friend Joe, asked him out on a little date. He said, I'm married now, I got 2 little kids, where were you? You're just a little too late. When nobody loves you and you're feeling like dust on an empty shelf, remember, you can love yourself. Everybody in all out of time. Body loves you and you're feeling like dust on an empty shelf, remember, you can love yourself. You can hug yourself. You can kiss yourself. Maybe give yourself a little squeeze. You can love yourself. You can love yourself. You can love yourself. Just don't tell me about it. And shut off Zoom first. Thank you so much. Thanks for having me, Don.
I love you, you know that, and I'm so happy
Likewise.
for you.
Thank you.
And I give my best to Tom. Good luck over
Will
there.
do.
And thanks for everything, and congratulations on everything. And in the chat, everybody, Danielle's website. Do you have anything? Do you have a regular gig coming up, or anything you can direct people to while you're doing?
Everything. No, nothing nothing up at the moment. I'm doing a live stream on the 6th. That's going to be a benefit for some friends. That it'll be up on Facebook. So Friday the 6th. I have something. But everything will be up on the website. That's the easiest way to find everything. So.
All right. Well, I'm so happy that you're doing well, and stay safe and everything. Let's hear it one more time for our
You
friend.
too. Thank you so much. Thank you, guys.
All right. So let's go back to our buddy Bob. Bob, you got another tune for us? How's your tech over there? Is it all right? You got to unmute yourself. There you go.
There we go.
Hey Bob, let me ask you a couple of let's chat a little bit.
Sure.
So, I like your style a lot. So, like, who were your early influences for harmonica? Was Sonny Terry one of them? I seem to hear a little bit of that in there.
Yes, he was. Sonny Terry, definitely, most definitely.
Yeah. So, in the '70s, they were still touring, and so I got to see them quite a lot. You know, it was great. So Sonny and Brownie, they hated each other, but they
did.
Oh yeah. Yeah. So who else? What other harmonica players are in there when we hear you play?
The Chicago blues guys, Little Walter, and all that kind of stuff. But after I kind of learned a few things, I stopped listening to harmonica players and started listening to guitar players and trumpet players and different kind of people. So it's maybe develop my own style.
Well, it sounds great to me. Do you got another tune for us?
I do. This is a very serious matter. Hey, mister, your wife's been cheating on us. Hey, 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 mister, your wife's been cheating on us. You know, I used to think you had a good woman, one that we both could trust. She used to come to my house just to have a little fun. Now she's going somewhere else. I guess we're not the only one. Hey, mister, your wife's been cheating on us. I used to think you had a good woman, one that we both could trust. She used to drive me around in your automobile, but now she's driving him hell. I know just how you feel. Hey, mister, your wife's been cheating on us. I used to think you had a good woman, one that we both could trust. Well, the lies she told to you were so very, very cruel. Now she's telling them to me. She must take us for a fool. Hey, mister, your wife's been cheating on her. I used to think you had a good woman, one that we both could trust. Now here's the Zoom sing-along. Hey, mister, your wife's been cheating on us. Hey, mister, your wife's been cheating on us. I used to think you had a good woman, one that we both could trust.
Cool.
Amen.
Good job, Bob. Nice work. And
Thank
I don't know what you did to your video, but it's excellent now. You know, maybe it was that lightning storm in the background.
I
That
think
got,
maybe that's what it was. Yeah, I had
Could've been.
power was in and out. Hey, I do got a couple of shows coming up.
Okay, Bob. Where are your shows
We
at?
got next Saturday, November 7th, there's a live stream show with my friend Paul Wilkinson. And it's part of the Sunroom House Concert Series out of Dover, Delaware. There'll be stuff on the internet about it. And then on November 21st, with my partner David Jacob Strain, we'll be doing a live stream for the Susquehanna Folk Music Society out around the Harrisburg, Pennsylvania area.
So if people go to your Facebook page, they'll be able to find that
Yeah,
information?
you can check my Facebook page. There's my regular Bob Beach. There's also a page called Bob Beach Music Spot. And that's usually the best places to find information. I'm a little slow on updating the website.
That's okay. And that was, let's hear it again one more time for Bob Beach, right? Nice job, buddy.
Thank you.
All right, Carla, where are you? Let me find you. There you are right there. So, what do you got for us? Let's talk a little bit. So, how long have you been a performing musician? That's my first question.
Started about 1995. I'm not 95 years old.
started when you were 95?
Yeah, late bloomer.
So who influenced you? Like, who did you see when you were before you started performing that you thought, oh man, I really like that?
Honestly, I think my first influences were Sesame Street.
Ah, there you go.
Ernie and Bert, but there's a lot of music on Sesame Street.
That's right.
Lots of great music on Bugs Bunny too, but that was more classical music. That's why when I started playing the guitar, I was like, I want to play classical guitar. This nerdy little 8-year-old kid going, I want to play classical guitar, and not having it foisted on them by their parents, just thinking, oh, I want to play classical. Well, my aunt was the other person who influenced me. When I was 4 years old, she came through town and she had her classical guitar with her, and she was getting her college degree later in life after her kids graduated high school. And after she left, because she lived in New Mexico and we lived in South Carolina, and after she left, she and her guitar, that's all my parents heard. I want a guitar, I want a guitar, I want a guitar, I want a guitar. So really, I guess it comes back to her that's what I decided on the guitar.
And so what did you know right away that you were gonna be moving in the direction of humor and comedy and all that, or did that come later?
Oh, that came later because I really did study classical guitar for years, and then I was a band nerd. I played different instruments in school band, and I didn't write my first song. And I wrote dumb parodies when I was a kid, just always changing the words to songs and singing cat food commercials in the car and stuff like that. But I didn't ever keep any of it, and I didn't write my first official song till I was 17. So like I said, late bloomer.
Yeah. 95 to 17. Good job. Would you play something else for us, please?
Of course. Well, I wish I could play harmonica like Bob, but I tried to learn, and so far all I've got is one note.
That's all you need.
It doesn't really bend, though. Maybe just a tad. Well... this song was inspired by my first visit to New York City when I was about 17 or 18 years old, and I'm from a small town in South Carolina, so I'd never even heard a car alarm. I'd never seen a store where you had to pull down a metal gate to keep people from smashing the windows. Just blew my mind. And I'd certainly, it's not that people don't swear down south, but they wait till they're home. So this was inspired by my visit there. If I had the copyright on the word, I'd say this job and yourself, No need for hard work and no need for luck. If I had the copyright on the word. It's filthy, it's nasty, unseemly, and vile. It all may be true, but it's so versatile. So often deleted, this fine expletive is a verb, a noun, and an adjective. If I had the copyright on the word, I'd have no need for daggum, dang, darn, shoot, or shucks. No need for hard work and no need for luck. Wait a minute. This is supposed to go like this. 4-letter word usage is perfectly honed. I could retire on New York alone. Where they say, the motherfuckers, I don't give a if they can't take a joke, then hey, what? Those fuckers will fuck you, so don't get fucked up. Quit fucking around or you're gonna get. It serves as a pulmonology test. If I had the copyright on the word, I'd say this job and yourself, you know. No need for hard work and no need for everybody. I had the copyright on the word.
Bravo!
Thank you, Carla.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Awesome. You
Especially
know, I have such a my life has got such stress in it these days, as does everybody's. When I'm around people that will make me laugh, I feel like I'm really appreciating them more than I used to. The value, the stock on laughter has gone up. It's just so much more important. That was really, truly awesome. Thank you, Carla. One more time, please.
Woo! Thanks, Carla.
Yeah.
That was awesome. That was wicked awesome.
All right.
All right, so I'll tell you what. If Bob and Carla, if you have sort of a quick one, let's go around one more time. I'll do one to end it, and so that way we can sort of get out of here. 9:20 or so like that, because we all have we have a lot of places to go, right?
Yeah, a lot of
I have to
places.
go downstairs and then I have to go upstairs, you know.
All right, so
Okay.
go
What
ahead,
did
Bob.
the
if you
guy
got-
do?
Go
What
ahead,
did the
Bob.
guy do to not get disallowed from the bar?
Who are we talking about?
Hey,
From your marriage story.
Oh, it was you.
The guy that got banned.
Well, I never got the answer. You tell us.
I think he was a snitch.
Think he was what?
Snitch.
Oh, that's
Snitch.
probably it. Or he could have took some money. That would have done it. But it
Nah.
certainly wouldn't have been using any of those words that Carla has copyrighted.
I used to work in the bar business. You'd have to do a lot more than that, trust me.
That's right. All right, Bob, take us home, buddy.
Oh, baby, please don't go. Baby, please don't go. Oh, baby, please don't go down to New Orleans, 'cause I love you so. Oh, baby, please don't go. Well, my baby's gone. Well, my baby's gone. Well, my baby's gone down to New Orleans, and oh, really gone. Baby, please don't go. Now you Zeta came. Well, Zeta came. Well, Zeta came, she was a hurricane. Now my baby's gone, baby, please don't go. Baby, please don't go. Oh, baby, please don't go down to New Orleans because I love you so. Baby, please don't go.
Yeah, nicely done.
Thank you.
Thanks, Bob.
Thank you.
Thank you, Bob, and thanks for working so hard to help get the word out about this thing. And hopefully that that the venue will like this format and find some way to bring some music out through the Lansdowne. I mean, this is what we have now. So as you can see, it goes pretty well, and it is relatively interactive, and you'll never find another time in history when more people have nothing to do.
Sure. Yeah, got that.
All right, Carla, will you do another one for us? Let's wind this thing down here.
Betcha. All right, so the things have been put in the buckets of essential and non-essential. And it seems a little arbitrary, but music got deemed non-essential, but then we turned around and said, oh no, we're not non-essential. And folks like Don White and then others got online, and he figured out how to do the Zoom thing. I'm just doing live streams on YouTube and Facebook and type-alongs. I do type-alongs instead of sing-alongs. But one of the places that got considered to be essential, to my surprise, was the dollar store. I understood the grocery store in March, but the dollar store, but it turns out the dollar store has toilet paper and food. If you use the term food loosely. Off-brand liquid paper, packing tape that tears, a solar light that works sometimes, some batteries that suck, a shower cap that doesn't fit, a book by Simon Cowell, but what the heck, it only costs $1 at the dollar store. Everything's so cheap at the dollar store. Just throw it on the heap. You'll wonder how you spent so much. Your home now has that hoarder's touch, but think of all the savings at the dollar store. A movie starring Paris Hilton, some Jordache-like cologne. Oh yeah, a bag of circus peanuts. Man, am I in luck. This gift wrap has a cancer warning. Ooh, a pregnancy test. Can you believe this only costs $1 at the dollar store? Everything's so cheap at the dollar store. Just throw it on the heap. If you want to cut down on the plastic, just stay home. Now that's too drastic. Think of all the savings at the dollar store. I saw a woman in the checkout line who only had 2 items. Seriously, I ask you, who does that? She was buying pencils and a notebook and nothing else at all. She's gotta be some kind of psychopath at the dollar store. Get your tasty cakes at the dollar store, serving up the 3-ounce steaks. If someone asked you where you bought it, you don't have to admit you got it with all your other bargains at the dollar store.
Yeah, beautiful.
Woo! Thanks, Carla.
Thank you, Carla. That was wonderful. I really appreciate you being here and lifting our spirits. And what you're doing is so important these days. It really is. So good luck to you, and we'll see you back. We'll see you again. Thank you so much. So one more time for Carla, please.
Woo! All right, Carla.
Guys,
All right, so thank you everybody. I'm taking next week off, and I'll be back the week after that. And then that week it's gonna be me and my son, Lauren. So if you want to remember that, that'll be fun. We'll have a little family episode there on the 12th. But I'll be taking a week of recuperation this week. But I'm gonna play this song for Jen's dad, who brought Jen to my concerts from the time she was just a little girl till now. She's old enough to have her own kid, and he had asked me for this one here. This is a song that I played for both of my parents after they were gone at their services here. It's called Sense of Humor. I wish you all the best out there. Take care of each other. If you know somebody that's alone, I mean, I don't want to preach at you or pontificate, but if you know somebody that's alone, give them a call. Use the humble telephone. You might be the only person they talk to in a month or a week, and it's a really important thing to do. This being alone thing is hard on people who are doing okay. If you weren't doing okay, it's tough, and you can do a lot for them. So that's my little advice for you here. And this is Sense of Humor for Jen's dad out in Michigan. And thank you everyone for the love, and for all the musicians and everybody here, and all you guys that come all the time. I love you. And those of you that are here for the first time, I hope we see you again sometime. All his children knew that he was dying when he asked them all to gather at his side. Spoke to them about the joyousness of living from the perspective of someone about to die. My love for you is what I leave behind me. I see my love in everything you are. When I am gone and you want to find me, believe me, you won't need to look too far. I will be your sense of humor. I'll be your integrity. Each time you find the strength to persevere, right inside that strength is where I'll be. When you touch a person's heart with kindness, that heart opens up a room where you will stay. As your heart grows, I know that you will find this is the way that you can live beyond your days. So take some time and contemplate the night sky, so vast beyond all you can comprehend. The magnitude of what is out around you can make your life seem small and insignificant. Then picture your heart, if grown to its potential, as being wider than all you can ever dream, and deeper than the unfathomable heavens. That's the way that my heart feels today to me. And I will be your sense of humor. I'll be your integrity. Each time you find the strength to persevere, right inside that strength is where I'll be. It's really nice nothing more that I can say now. If you don't mind, I would like to be alone. I want to spend a short time now in prayer to thank God for all the love that I have known, and for all these hearts where my love has found a home. And I will be your sense of humor. I'll be your integrity. Each time you find the strength to persevere, right inside that strength is where I'll be. That's where you can always go to be with me.
Beautiful, Dawn. Absolutely beautiful.
Dawn.
Thank you so much, Dawn.
You're welcome, Sarah. Thanks to everybody. Thank you all so much. Much love to you all. Thanks for coming. Hope you're safe out there. Be careful. COVID is rising. It is not going backwards. It's time to be more vigilant, especially you out there in Nebraska. Be careful out there. You got lots of stuff happening out there. So be
being
safe.
good.
I'll see you in 2 weeks. I'm not gonna just shut the thing off because it's too abrupt. We can all say goodbye one at a time. Jen, much love to you and your family. Bye bye, girl. See ya. Carla, thank you so much for everything.